Parliament has to vote on it. But they have their own IEBC related policies of how they do things.
Yeah, and that comes from Parliament.
Yeah, and you see the policies. No, the regulations.
IEBC policies are IEBC policies. They are not regulated by Parliament.
So what? Not only public participation, the government also said that it seeks to promote the participation of Kenya's diaspora in democratic processes in the country, including participating in presidential elections and public participation, amongst others. So
we'll give them presidential elections.
But you see, and this was just like a one-liner. In all these 35-page documents.
And I say, and I repeat, Ali, these things that they're saying that they are doing, it's almost like some parts were done and then they're like, okay,
let's stick it here.
We did this. Tupa is on Dani.
Yeah.
So like voting, they should have even broken this down. And like I know they broke it down and said that the initial number of people who are voting was 10K for the diaspora, which included TZ, but basically anywhere outside Kenya, right? No, 7. I think they said it was 7K and then it went to 10. Is that what the numbers are?
But they have a 4 million target. They have a 4 million number.
Yeah, I mean, they said, like from the elections in 2013, where it was only in 3 countries, and then they added a few more countries. So basically, those increments were based on the new number of countries that were added. But I mean, this is something that we'll have to contend with IEBC again. In the US, we don't know how many polling stations we're going to get, but clearly...
But the constitution says you cannot vote or register to vote unless it's on Kenyan soil.
The constitution doesn't say that. The constitution doesn't say that.
That's what they say. That's what they said.
Yes, that's what they said, but the constitution doesn't say that. That issue of Kenyan soil is inside a policy that was written within IEBC. It's not. That's not the law. It's their own policy. Remember, even the other thing that they were saying when they came and interviewed us here, they told us that, as per regulations, someone in the diaspora cannot vote using an ID. Then guess what happened? Tata went to court.
It was thrown out like a burukenge.
Like a nonsense.
So
and that turned off a lot of people because there are folks who were like,
So you see, that's why you have to be very careful when you're talking to these people, because you see, they keep repeating this stuff. And then people start believing what they're saying when it wasn't true, because when that lady came here, like I put her to task, Kenyan soil, where does it say? Like constitution?
Yeah, she was even saying that it has to be an act of parliament. The parliament has to vote. Parliament has to vote on it. But they have their own IEBC related policies of how they do things.
Yeah, and that comes from Parliament.
Yeah, and you see the policies. The regulations.
IEBC policies are IEBC policies. They are not regulated by Parliament.
So what's regulated by Parliament is general, but the policy now has to be created by the body, like internally. But of course, the policies have to be in line with they have to be in line with the overall law.
Yes.
So they have leeway to add wording like that it can only be done in Kenyan soil. Then now the burden is on someone to go challenge it in court and say that this policy is not in line with the law.
When and they say Kenyan soil / remember the embassy became what are they called?
A polling station.
Is it a polling station or what's the other? There was it was a polling station.
A polling center, yeah.
It was a polling center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had to declare it a polling center.
Yeah.
Right? Which originally it wasn't. And that's per IBC rules. So potentially any place they declare a polling center should be okay.
Right.
Right? And it doesn't mean that a polling center has to be, it's not written somewhere unless someone can show us that the polling center has to be in Kenya.